All right, guys, now that we've defined for you what it is that women are attracted to, let's talk about what they're not attracted to.
Women are not attracted to men who are awkward in a social environment like a bar, a restaurant.
Definitely. They're also not attracted to guys who just basically look uncomfortable in their own skin. You want to be comfortable in your skin. Very good body language. We're going to talk about that a lot later.
Women are not attracted to men who speak too softly. Men who are afraid to be heard. You want to speak. Remember, speak from the chest, like I said.
Okay, they're not attracted to men who have submissive body language. What is submissive body language? It's basically making excuses for your existence and stuffing yourself in the smallest space possible. That's kind of like submissive body language.
Also, a man who supplicates. That means putting her on a pedestal, putting her above you, or just putting her above all other women in general.
Good point, good point. Okay, a man with a bad sense of style and bad hygiene. If you're getting your clothes at Walmart, it may be a good time to reconsider and step up your style a little bit. And you know what? Might be a good idea to take a shower. Shower and a shave might help you out a little bit.
Especially right before that date. Neediness is a big turnoff for women.
Yeah, being
Don't
needy
do it.
is really bad. Okay, guys who complain, make excuses, and generally have a victim mentality. I don't know why, but for some reason, having her pity you doesn't work. Like, you know, your tears aren't going to work as lubricant for sex for some reason. Doesn't make sense to me, but I guess that's the way it is. So don't have a victim mentality.
Guys who show too much vulnerability too soon. You gotta make her work for you. If you're too easy, if she doesn't have to work, you're gone.
Yeah, if you open up too easily, that's bad news. Also, I kind of like came up with this term. It's called disclaimer laugh. It's like the little laugh that you put after you say something. If you're speaking to a superior, a lot of the times you'll say like, "Oh, do you want to go to the movies?" You'll put like a little laugh after something that you say. If you guys do that in any social situation, even if you're talking to your boss, really you need to lose that. It's very, very low self-esteem quality, and it will just push women away from you.
Women are not attracted to arrogant guys. It's really easy starting out with this with this series if you're not calibrated to be a little bit too cocky, and women pick up on that stuff. It's fake, and it's basically it's overcompensating. It'll appear as fake confidence and fabricated personality.
Yeah, and also on that note, sometimes you can take it too far and become obnoxious. Guys who are obnoxious are very unattractive to women. There's a fine line between being the life of the party, which we're going to discuss when we get into bringing a good relationship to the club, and just being a obnoxious jerk. So, you know, there's a fine line, again, calibration.
And women don't want guys who are always available. Remember, some days you can't hang out with her. All right, make her, and you don't want to make her your number one priority. Girls might say that's what they want, but it's one of those things where they don't really want you to.
Yeah. Again, what they're attracted to and what they rationally think they want, very, very different things. Also, a guy who's not genuine, that is to say, a bullshitter. A lot of guys will come into this game and try to basically fabricate their personality to become more attractive to women, and they'll just kind of bullshit them. And it's just like they're not genuine, and people, especially women, very, very intuitive. They can see right through that, and they lose attraction because of it.
Women don't want a guy who's trying to be something they're not. Really, remember this. Allow your true personality to flourish, because not everyone's the same. Try not to fit into a certain kind of norm.
Definitely. Now, where do we go to pick up women? Oftentimes we go to the club or to the bar. A lot of times when we go out with our friends, what are we talking about? Picking up women. And we have that look about us that we're on the prowl, that we're hunting. When you're in a bar and you have that hunting vibe about you, women can really pick up on it just intrinsically. They just can see everything more than you think they can, and automatically they're just gonna like want to get the hell away from you. So don't have that look about you.
So don't go hunting with your friends, you guys. Bars, we see a lot of guys at bars who are just kind of they have that hunting mentality about them, and they're basically like scanning the bar like it's the Serengeti. It's like they're cheetahs waiting to jump out of the bush and attack the gazelle.
Yeah,
you know, and women, they notice that. They can see you out of the corner of their eye. And they know when you're in that hunting mode.
Yeah, it's very bad for attraction. Also, on the same extreme as just like being too eager is smiling too much when you're in set. Now, I know I said that you should smile a lot when you first start out, and you guys should also try to smile as much as possible. But you can't take it too far. With all the stuff that we're telling you, you can't go to extremes. And there are guys out there that we see who are speaking to a girl leaning in, and just they have a big sheet-eating grin on their face because it's like the best thing that ever happened to them speaking to this cute girl. What does that communicate to her? That communicates the conversation is very important. He's so happy to be finally speaking to her. Very, very low value. So yes, you do want to smile, but again, your smile must be earned, and it's very, very calibrated. You smile sometimes, you don't smile sometimes, based on the interaction.
Okay, women are not attracted to men who violate her personal space too early on and touch her in ways that make her feel uncomfortable. You know, just be careful when you're first meeting a girl. You don't want to treat her like you've known her for a long time as when it comes to like touching her in her personal space. Give her space in the beginning.
Yeah, that's a good point. You want to definitely treat her as though you've known her for a long time as far as the conversation, but that's a good point. You don't want to touch her like you've known her for a long time. And that's, I think, a miscalibration a lot of guys make.
It's a miscalibration, and it'll come off as creepy.
Yeah, yeah. Creepy is that's a perfect adjective to explain a lot of the things that guys do wrong in this section. Being creepy, obviously, very, very bad. Okay, men who show too much eagerness with their open body language. For example, if there's a girl sitting here and I'm talking to her, eagerness with my body language would be turning towards her, opening up, leaning in, pretending I can't hear her, and like leaning in and trying to get closer and stuff like that. Whereas dismissive body language would be kind of leaning back and shooting the shit with her like this. Initially, you want to give her lots of space. You don't want to be too eager with your body language until she earns it. We're really going to go over that a lot in the sections to come, but just have it in your mind for the time being.
Women don't want a guy who tries to earn her conversation by buying her a drink. We've heard too many women out there who say they go to the bars just for free drinks, all right? There's just too many of them out there. We suggest not wasting your money like that. There's better ways to get girls than buying them drinks.
Yeah, have them buy you a drink. That's the better way to go. Okay, guys who walk around like gorillas in the forest and they just want to like kick everyone's ass. That is to say, guys who are angry. We're going to talk a lot about this in the inner game section, but essentially what you're communicating is that you have a lot of anger in your life. Why do you have a lot of anger in your life? Well, things might not be going too well for you. And does that show high value? Does she want to align with a guy who's pissed off and has to prove himself, prove his ego? No. So if sometimes we tell you to have good body language, to be, you know, stand tall and stuff like that, again, you can go to extremes with this. So guys who are generally angry, that is not something you want to communicate. Leave that aside if that's kind of the, you know, the road you're going down.
Yeah, women don't want a guy who's ripping on others, who's making fun of other people, or just a guy who's mean to all the other people in the bar. It's just not cool. A confident guy doesn't need to put others down to make himself feel good.
Good point. Well said. Okay. Guys who are stubborn and closed-minded. We tell you to have a strong reality, but again, you can like flip it and just be like a stubborn, closed-minded jerk, and that's not attractive to women either, because really being strong is being open-minded and allowing other opinions to come in to influence your own. That's having a strong frame. Being stubborn is not attractive.
Women are not attracted to guys who are too eager to fill in the gaps in the conversation and can't sit through an uncomfortable silence. Like when you guys are waiting for her to make the speech, you know, just be relaxed. Don't show any uncomfortable body language.
Yeah, we were just doing that today, weren't we? We were speaking to this girl, and we could tell right off the bat that she was attracted. So we just sat back, and when the conversation dropped, we were just looking at her, and then she would be like, "Ooh," and she would fill in the space. This shows high value because A, it shows we're not too eager to continue the conversation, and B, we have enough balls to throw it in her lap and make her responsible for filling in the gaps. Very, very attractive. Okay, a guy who has a weak sense of reality and who gets thrown to and fro by the outside circumstances of his life. Again, strong inner balance point. Also a guy who tries to pull a girl into the outcome that he hopes will materialize. For example, if you know a girl, you know she's hot, you know a little bit about her, and you're like, you wake up one morning and you're like, you know what, I'm going to make her my girlfriend. Is that a good dynamic to have? No, because what you're trying to do is pull her into what you want to manifest. That's never good to do with women. You have to let it go. Whatever happens, happens. And what you really want, which is for her to be your girlfriend, will materialize because you're not outcome dependent.
Okay, so also men who ask women what they want, they just want you to know. So you have to read them. You really have to be able to understand their body language, their tone of voice, and everything like that. Because when you take her on a date, you have to know deep down that that's the right decision. You're gonna have fun. She's gonna have a time. She's gonna have a good time. You don't want to second guess that when you're out, and you definitely don't want to ask her.
Yeah, never, especially in front of a woman, never second guess yourself ever. Men who are socially unintelligent. I don't know if you guys have seen the show. I'm sure you have. The Office. Michael Scott perfect example of being socially intelligent. Just says the wrong things. When he goes out, he makes an ass of himself. Somehow they portray the guy and he's lovable somehow, like you like him, but yet he is a perfect example of social unintelligence, very unattractive to women.
And a man who expects a woman to validate him and give him compliments and positive feedback so that he can feel good about himself.
Yeah, that's when your self-esteem, not your self-esteem, but your ego is based on outside reactions to you. And if you try to put that in the girl's lap and be like, make me feel good about myself, very, very bad. Okay, a man who is not composed, and again, easily thrown off his state of interest-centeredness. Also, men who have self-deprecating belief systems and low self-esteem. We're going to talk a little bit about changing your belief systems in the section coming up, which is called Your Beliefs.
Hey, this is Mark saying from Alpha Symposium. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And once you've done that, please click the link below for your free seminar where I give away tons of secrets you won't find in my YouTube videos. All right, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.